Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Rajiv Jain. I am System Professor at Mathematics in Applied Science Department at Memon Road. Today, I am delivering the lecture on arithmetic mean and its various forms with problems. First of all, I will start with the average. What is meant by average? An average is a single value selected from a group of values to represent them in the form of, in some way, a value which it is supposed to stand for the whole group or which it is a part as a typical of all values in the group. Means basically the average is a value which completely represents the whole group in such a way from that particular value we should know about the what is mean by the average, what is meant by the group. There are two main objectives to study the averages. First, to get a single value that will describe the characteristic of whole the group, entire group, and second one is to facilitate the comparison. Suppose we have to compare two classes, whether they are intelligent or not, we will find the average marks of both the classes. If one class have the bigger average, that is 65% and the second one is 55%, clearly from that value we can judge clearly from the average value we can judge the class that will facilitate the comparison between the two values, two groups. How many there are different types of averages are there? First we start with arithmetic mean, then there is median, mod, geometric mean, harmonic mean. But today's our lecture is basically emphasis upon arithmetic mean. Now, what is arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean is the value which is obtained by adding together all the items and dividing this by the total number of items. For example, if there are certain 10 values are in the data, then we will find all the 10 values, we will add them, then divide by total number of students. So, there are two types of arithmetic mean. It may be simple arithmetic mean and second one is weighted arithmetic mean. And what do you mean by simple arithmetic mean? First we will discuss simple arithmetic mean, then we will go for the weighted arithmetic mean. Simple arithmetic mean, when individual observation are given. Individual observation mean when the frequencies are not given, the data is given individually. For example, the marks of a class student are given 50, 40, 30, 20, these are the individual observation. The process of computing arithmetic mean in case of individual observation is very simple. First we will do direct method. In direct method we will first add together all the items, then divide this total by the total number of items. For example, there are x1, x2, xn, these are suppose x1, x2, x3, xn, there are different values of the variable x. Then we will do first sum all the values x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus xn, then we divide by the total number of observation, that is n, that is, and the mean, arithmetic mean, this is normally represented by the x bar. We will also denote like summation of x divided by n. Summation x means sum of all the values, sum of all the items, and n, capital N means number of observations, right. How to find this? There are two steps involved in calculating the mean. First, add together all the values of the variable, get the total, then divide this total by the total number of observations, that is n, x1, x2, x3, xn divided by n. This is a very simple method. This is only used when the number of items are very small. Then we can add them and divide by total number of items. For example, the following data gives the monthly income of 10 employees in a office. For example, there are 10 employees. First has salary 1780, 1760, 1619, 1750, 1840, 1920, 1100, 1810, 1050, 1950. Calculate the arithmetic mean of the incomes. Simply what we will do? First of all, let the income be denoted by the symbol x. This is the symbol x. Then what we will do? We will simply add these three, all that we will simply add these items. The sum will be 16,650 and total number of observations, that is 10 applies. So, number of items are 10. So, formula for this is x bar is equal to summation x upon n. We get the value summation x, that is 60,650, n is 10, x bar will be equal to 16,650 divided by 10, that is 1665. This is a simple method. Simply we have to add all the values and divide by total number of observations. So, then there is one shortcut method is also there. In this shortcut method, we will assume a value which will be a mean. We will assume arithmetic mean. The arithmetic mean can be calculated using what is known as arbitrary origin. Arbitrary origin means A for calculating the arithmetic mean, where A is the assumed mean and D is the deviation of items from the assumed mean, that is D is equal to x minus A. We will simply find the difference from the x minus A. What is A? A is any arbitrary value which can be chosen so that our calculation should be short. So, in this case what will be the steps? Take an assumed mean, take a value which must be the in between value of the whole data. For example, if the data varies from 10 to 100, we will simply take the mean in between 10 to 100, that is approximately 50. There is no boundation on the whether you have to select the mid value of the data as assumed mean. You can choose any value from which we can find the by which we will do the calculation easier. Take the deviation of the items from the assumed mean and denote by their deviation by D. Obtain the sum of these deviations, summation D. Then apply the formula x bar is equal to A, that is assumed mean, all the sum of all deviations divided by total number of observations. We will do with the example. We will apply this method to the previous example. What was given in the previous example? See here, incomes are there varying from 1780 to 10950. Sum we have to do the sum by the calculator, okay? But using this method, what we will do here? We take 1800, which is the mid value, approximately in between values is there. We take the 1800 as assumed mean. So, first find the division D, that is x minus A, that is x minus A 1800 1780 minus 1800 will be minus 20, 1760 minus 1800 will be minus 40, and similarly we will find all the deviation from the values. Such a way we will get minus 10, minus 40, minus 110, minus 50, plus 40 because 1840. Remember, do not lose the signs, we have to keep the signs. Okay? Then we will add these all the values. First we add the negative value, then we add the positive value, then we subtract them and we find the sum, that is minus 1350. We will use this sum in the formula, that is x bar is equal to A plus summation D divided by n. What is A here? Simply 1800. What is summation D? Minus 1350. What is n here? 10. Simply put the values, 1800 minus this, with 10 and 10 with this will cancel out, we will get 135, 1800 minus 135 will be 1650. You see this, the result is same, that is 1665 as in the previous example also. See the mean as in the previous example is same as the mean in this example. So, this is much lesser calculation are there. It depends upon the data also how we will prefer the method. You can choose either direct method or you can choose the shortcut method. This is used when the data is individual, 1700, 780, these are individual. When the second case is This next second case, when the discrete series is given, that is discrete series is in the case in which the value x is given and in with frequency of the data is given. Similarly, in this case also there are two methods. First is direct method, other one is shortcut method. First, direct method. The formula for computing the mean in this method is x bar is equal to summation of f x divided by n, where f stands for the frequency of the data, x is the variable, n is the total number of observation. Or you simply how to find the total number of observation in the case? Simply add all the frequencies of the data. So, first step in this case also, multiply the frequency of each row with the variable and obtain the total summation f x. First of all, frequency, multiply the each frequency with the total x and get the total. Divide the total by the number of observation, they will get the answer. We will do with example. Now, there are given there is class of 60 students. We have to given the data of the marks are given. Calculate the arithmetic mean. How to see the data? They see marks 20, number of students are 8, and the marks 30, number of students are 12. 40 marks is obtained by 20 students, 50 marks is obtained by 10 students, 60 marks is obtained by the 6 students, and 70 marks is obtained by the 4 students. We have to find the arithmetic mean of this data. So, first of all, marks x is denoted by x, and number of students denoted by frequency, that is f. See, so first step was find f x and do the sum. F x, how to find f x? Multiply f with the corresponding value of x. 8 here multiply by the 20 here, we will get 160. 12 here we multiply with the 30, we will get 360. 20 here multiply with the corresponding x, that is 40, 800. The frequency is 10, corresponding x is 50, multiply this, we will get 500. 6 multiply by this, we will get 360. Frequency is 4, multiply the corresponding value of x, that will get 70. So, this is 280. Now, do the sum using calculator or your own work, 2460. Now, formula was x bar equal to summation f x upon n. Simply put summation f x value, that is 2460 divided by n, that is sum of f, this we have to find also, so n equals 60. So, we will divide by 60, 0 and 0 cancel out, 6, the sum average is 41. This is the direct method how we find the mean of the discrete series. Now, there is shortcut method. In the shortcut method, formula is x bar is equal to a plus summation f x upon n. Now, you see, when the shortcut method is used, when we will assume some mean, when assumed mean is used, this is known as shortcut method. A is assumed mean, d, so x minus x a, n is equal to total number of observations. Step 1, find, take the assumed mean, take the deviation from the assumed mean, denote the deviation by d, multiply the deviation by this total f d, this f d, is my mistake, summation f d upon n. Divide the total obtained in the third step by the total frequency, that is n. Now, you see same question, now use this by shortcut method. Marks is given, number of students are given, we will find the arithmetic mean. Now, you see we are assumed 40 as a assumed mean, take the 40 as a assumed mean. So, we will first find d, that is x minus 40, x minus 20 minus 40 will be minus 20, 30 minus 40 will be minus 10, 40 minus 40 will be 0, 50 minus 40 will be 10, 60 minus 40 will be 20, 70 minus 40 will be 30. Now, you see this d is obtained. Now, you will multiply the frequency f with the d. 8 with minus 20 will get minus 160, 12 by minus 10 minus 120, 20 by 0, 0, 10 with the 10, 100, 6 with the 20, 120, 4 with the 30, 120. So, in this method we will find f d. F d is simply minus 160 minus 120 this. So, first sum these two, that is 280, then sum these 3, that is 240 plus another 340, multiply 340 minus 280 will be 60. So, formula for this will be x bar equal to 40 a plus summation f d upon n. So, 40 plus f d is 60 divided by n is 60, 60 and 60 will cancel and 40 plus 1 will be 41. Now, we will do the formula for the continuous series. Continuous series is the series in which the data is given in the form of intervals. For example, the marks is given, we will given the marks from 0 to 10, 5 students, 10 to 20, 20 students, 20 to 30, 30 students, 30 to 40, 50 students. You will know basically in the previous lecture you must have seen what is discrete series, what is continuous series, what is individual observation. So, basically the formula for all the methods are basically same. The formula is a plus summation f d upon n. This is for the direct shortcut method, and for the direct method is summation f x upon n. So, in this there similarly in the previous question we have obtained, there is also one more method, this is known as direct method and shortcut method. In the direct method the formula is summation f m upon n. See here is m f m, m is what is m here? M is the mid value of the various classes. For example, there is classes from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, we will find the mid value of the mid value of the classes first. F is the frequency of each class, n is the total number of frequencies, the total number of observations. So, step 1 is obtain the mid value of each class and denote it by m. First find the mid values, multiply these midpoint with the respective frequency of each class and obtain the total summation f m. Third, divide the total obtained in the step 1 by the total frequency, that is n. So, example are there. Now you see what is continuous series? This is the continuous series. For example, marks is given for a whole class, 0 to 10 marks is obtained by 5 students, 10 to 20 marks are obtained by 10 students, 20 to 30 marks are obtained by 25 students, 30 to 40 are obtained by the 30 students, 40 to 50 are obtained by the 20 students, 50 to 60 are obtained by the 10 students. Now, you see how there is confusion whether this to 10 is 10, the 10 is included in which data. We will, it's upon your discussion. अगर आपने सभी डेटा में 10 फर्स्ट में इंक्लूड लास्ट में इंक्लूड किए तो आप लास्ट में करोगे. अगर इसमें if you have included 10 in this, then you have to include 20 in this interval, 30 in this interval, 40 in this interval, 50 in this interval, 60 in this interval. Means if the 20 comes, we will not write in this interval, we will write the value in this interval, right. So, this is the continuous series. Now, you see this is the continuous 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, these is continuous series. In case question arises when suppose there is no continuous series is not given, the marks is 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59. In that case, we will first make the series continuous. How to make the series continuous? Simply subtract and add minus 0.5 in previous of the interval, initial value of the interval, and subtract from the last value of the interval. So, we will get the continuous series. For example, 0 to 9 is there. When we add here 9.5, 9 will be 9.5, 10 minus 0.5 will be 9.5. So, series will be minus 0.5 to 9.5, 9.5 to 19.5. So, calculation of arithmetic mean by the direct method. So, first of all, the marks is given. The first step was obtain the mid value of the class. First of all, obtain the mid values. Mid values 0 to 10, mid value will be 5. How to find the mid value? Add initial and last value and divide by 2. 0 plus 10 by 2 will be 5, 10 plus 20 will be 30, divide by 2 will be 15, 20 plus 30 divided by 2 will be 25, 30 plus 40 will be 70, divided by 2 will be 35, 40 plus 45 will be 40 plus 50 will be 90, divided by 2 45, and so on. So, these are the mid values. Then step 2 was multiply these midpoint by the respective frequency of the class and find total FM. We have to find FM. We have to multiply frequency with the corresponding FM. 5 with the 5, 25, 10 with the 15, 150, 25 with the 25, 625, 30 with the 35, 1050, 20 with the 45, 900, 10 with the 50, 550. Then we have obtained the FM. Then FM, what we have to do? Sum these FM. The sum we obtained, sum comes out to be 3300. Then 3300. So, formula was x summation FM divided by m. So, summation FM is 3300 divided by n will be 100. So, we will get the value 33. So, this is the direct method for computing the arithmetic mean. In this case, the formula was summation FM upon n. As in the previous case, discrete case, this was summation f x divided by n. In the individual case, the formula was summation x divided by n. So, second method is shortcut method. In the shortcut method, according to this method, the formula is x bar is equal to a plus summation f d upon n. Summation is equal, x bar is equal to summation a plus summation f d upon n. Now, in the previous case, the formula was same, a plus summation f d upon n. Now, the only difference is we will find the deviation from the midpoints of the assumed mean. In the previous case, it was x minus a. Now, in this case, this is m minus a, that is from we will find the difference from the mid values of the data. Step 1, take the assumed mean as in the previous case. Step 2, from the mid values of the each class deduct the assumed mean. From the mid values of each class deduct the assumed mean to get the m minus a value, that is d. Multiply this d with the f. The formula is f d na. So, multiply respective frequency of each class by their deviation and obtain the summation total f d. Multiply each one and then get the sum, we will get the value of summation f d. We will know n here, that is total number of frequency. We know assumed mean here. Summation f d is calculated by this method. We will put the values in this formula and we get the result. Apply the formula, x bar is equal to a plus summation f d upon n. Now, there is example, same example. Now, we will do with the shortcut method. Previously, we had done with the direct method. The answer was 33. Also, using this formula, we will get the same answer, that is 33. So, first of all, we have to assume and mean. We have taken 35 in this case. You can assume any value. You can assume 25. You can assume 30. You can assume 40. You can assume 50 even. The only thing is it should make the calculation easier. You should not take the value for example 37. This will, when we get the difference, this will be, there will lot of more, we have to do the more calculation in place of this one, because we have taken the midpoints is the multiple of 5. You take the mid value as a multiple of 5. So, that the difference should be in terms of multiple of 10. So, multiplication will be easier. So, first step was find the mid assumed mean 35, find the mid values 5, 30. Again, how to find the mid values? Simply add the initial and last value and again divide by 2. So, 5 in first case, 15 in second, 25 in third, and so on, 35, 45, 55. Now, multiply f with the m. How to multiply this f with the m? Corresponding values, 5 with the 5, sorry, mid values, sorry, this is the d values, f with the d, this is minus 150, 20 with the 10, minus 200, minus 10 with the 250, 0 with 30, 0, 10 with 20, 200, 20 into 10, 200. Now, get the sum. How to find the sum? The tricky part was first add minus values, then add plus values, then simply subtract them. This is 400, 600 plus 400, that is minus 200. Now, we will apply the formula, that was summation x is equal to a plus summation f d upon n. What is summation a here? What is a here in this case is 35, summation f d was minus 200, n was 100 because we added these f to get the n. So, this will cancel out, will be 2, 35 minus 2 will be 33. So, this is the shortcut method. Normally shortcut method is used when the this mid values are quite high, suppose 0 to 100, 100 to 200. In that case, the value will be quite difficult to do the multiplication with the with using the pen and paper, because when we using the values like in the case of using the calculator, then the values are much easier, but when we use the values using the calculator, using the paper and pen, the calculation must be short. So, that is why we have developed the method shortcut method. Now, there is one more method, it is known as step deviation method. It may be very helpful. For example, if the values are quite high, the multiplication are even after the deduction of m minus a, the d difference d remains quite high, then we can further reduce the value of d to shorter form using the step deviation method. Okay? In the first step, we have shorted the value using the m minus a assumed in, then again the d is reduced in second step using the d upon I, that is step deviation method. In order to simplify the calculation, we can divide the deviation by the class interval, that is m minus a divided by I. What is I here? I is the length of the interval or length of the class interval. Then multiply I in the formula by getting the mean. The formula will become this one, x bar is equal to a plus summation f d upon n into I. Now, in this case d will become, how to find d? D is m minus 35 divided by 10, this is d. जो फाइंड हमने किया था d को फर्दर डिवाइड बाय 10 करेंगे, then we find the value of d here. So, same formula was there, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, values are given. First find the mid values, these are the mid values, these are frequencies. Now, you see m minus 35, 35 was assumed mean, so minus 30, 20, 20 are there. Now, we can further divide this 30 by I. What is I here? Length of interval. Now, how to find the length of interval? Subtract the final value with the initial value, 10 minus 0, that is 10, 20 minus 10 will be 10, 30 minus 20 will be 10, 40 minus 30 will be 10, 50 minus 40 will be 10, 60 minus 55, 50 will be 10. So, this is formula 30 minus 20 by 10. So, minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 0 1 2, this is the formula. Now, this d with the f, minus 3 with the 5 minus 15, minus 2 with the 10 minus 20, minus 1 with 25 25, 0 with 30 0, 1 with 20 20, 2 with 10 20. Now, we get the values, add them, 40, the sum here is 60, so we get minus 10. The formula now have become a plus summation f d upon n into I. What is a in this case is 35, summation f d we have found minus 20, n is in this case total frequency, that is 100, I in this case is 10, length of interval is 10 common. So, multiply this, 35 minus 20 is equal to 33. So, this is the formula step deviation method. It is very useful method. It is very useful method for obtaining the values when there is the interval is quite large, mid values is quite large. To reduce these values, we will get the m f d upon I also, d upon I, that is 10, difference divided by 10. Then in the last difference is multiplied with the I also. Now correcting some incorrect values. For this